Kristjaan Sunderland AFC are back in the Premier League. How good does it feel to hear those words? And how do you personally reflect on that day at Wembley?
Oh, well, it sounds really good. I can't lie about that. Culmination of obviously a lot of hard work. In terms of reflecting, I think it's a little bit early because by the time you finish celebrating, you're already locked into obviously what's going to come further forward. And obviously, it's really important for us and for the football club to get focused on obviously what next season is because it comes around really, really quick.
It was the culmination of a 4-year journey, as you touched upon, during which so many people on and off the field played such an important part.
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't get those outcomes and that success without loads of really, really good people making loads of good decisions, and obviously culminating in obviously having a successful team on and off the pitch. I think if you look at the football club towards the back end of the season, whether it's on the pitch with the team and obviously that never say die attitude to score late on in games, or whether it's the content that the club's putting out and how the club's sending its messaging and the imagery and stuff, obviously it's all first class, and I think it all represented what we want to be in the Premier League.
When you arrived alongside Kirill, the club pledged to build a team that represented the city of Sunderland and its people. We did that, didn't we? And we did it our way. How much pride do you take in delivering on that promise? Yeah,
well, I think you have an idea and you have a concept and you have a belief in the way you should work. Going about the challenge in the way that we did was never about doing anything other than what we felt was the best thing for the football club, and doing it in the best way, in the best manner. I think over that period of time that people have bought into that journey, and naturally when you do something that's maybe slightly different to what was done before, it will always maybe come with a bit of suspicion and a little bit of people being a bit unsure. But I think to go through from League One to the Premier League is hopefully something that never has to happen for Sunderland again. But is a really, really rewarding piece of work. I came out of the hotel on Sunday morning with my family, and it was a really nice touch because there must have been several hundred supporters outside, and sort of got a really nice round of applause. And it was really nice for me personally, but more so it was nice for my family. Everyone has to work, everyone's family has to sacrifice. So it was a really nice moment for us to obviously get recognised for the work that we put in, and obviously more so in terms of how important it is for the supporters. They have a football club back in the Premier League.
Last summer was defined by a continued belief in what we do, the consistency of our actions and patience. How important will those three things be as we now confront the challenges ahead?
Oh, well, they sound really important. I think we have to stay true to what we are as a football club, what we've built. I've been on record previously saying that the solution to get us to the Premier League won't necessarily be the identical solution for us to stay in the Premier League. So we will have to pivot and we will have to adjust in terms of how we operate, and what our team looks like and what the feel of it is. We want to make sure that we're always aiming for that sort of high performance. We want to make sure that we've got a youthful squad, but we also understand the challenge of what the Premier League is. It's the best league in the world, and we're going to have to make sure that we have a team that's obviously capable of doing all the things that our team's done before, but obviously at a higher level.
We had a 5-year plan to get to the Premier League. We now enter, I'm sure, another multi-year plan to become established in the Premier League. Recent years have really demonstrated the scale of that challenge. So what does that process look like?
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think, to look at it in batches of years, we've always spoken about multi-year, if that's the language we're going to use. I think looking forward, everybody understands the scale of the task to stay in the Premier League. The success rate is so low because it is such a challenge. People said getting back to the Premier League from League One was a huge challenge. This is a huge challenge. And what I know about Sunderland as a city, the people, the supporters, we love a challenge. And the people here at the training ground, at the stadium, are all geared up to trying to make sure we can achieve that challenge. And there's nothing to say we can't. But like I said, we have to be sensible in the way that we work. We have to ensure that any of the actions that we take on the short term, whether it's around the club and the team, help us with that objective of retaining Premier League status. But at the same time, if we were not to get the outcome in the future that we want, we provide performances, that the club's in a healthy position. And that's really, really important, because if you're going to look at the next 3, 4, 5 years to become established, there's every chance that's not going to be a linear journey.
Last but not least, how many minutes after the full-time whistle at Wembley was it until you started working again?
I think it was probably a shorter number than it should have been. Yeah, but look, everyone had a really positive celebration. It was so nice to see so many people from the club and connected to the club celebrate, and whether that was people, you know, at the party afterwards, whether it was people in the city. You know, I missed out going to Trafalgar Square the first time. I went with my kids this time because I thought it was really important for us as a family to see what it meant, and that was a special moment as well. Just seeing how many people were there supporting the team, and obviously, look, to come out the back end of it with a positive outcome was a special weekend, really special weekend. But, you know, like I said, one of the reasons we're involved in this type of industry is because we like the next challenge, and this one's, you know, going to come on us really quickly.